All right, we about to have a spicy conversation. Now, I want to preface this by saying no opinion is wrong. These are not my thoughts. I will let you know my thoughts, but even if they were, who cares? You can have your thoughts. I can have mine. We are there. We got the news about Frank Ragnow. Not a lot of people like to hear it. They think something is going on. Somebody had to know something. And you know what? You could be right. But I have never seen, this is very familiar territory for Lions fans. I can't believe we're here. I can't believe we're here. But we're having this conversation, like it or not. And no opinion is wrong. I respect it. I'll let you know my thoughts. You should know already if you watch my videos. I put a poll out, and sample size is small. I'll put a community poll out as well. And the question was, should Brad Holmes be fired? Out of 128 votes, 57% say yes, 43% say no. Should Brad Holmes be fired? Is it an overreaction? I'll save that for the video. Should Brad Holmes be fired? That's up to you. What I think is that, and I've always believed this, him nor Dan would not be fired. They've done too good of a job to deserve to be fired, in my opinion. This is what I think management and ownership is saying, that it would be wrong to fire them. When you get fired, you're never the same. You're never the same, right? Matt Patricia, he don't deserve to be the same. But when you get fired, Bob Quinn, never the same. No general manager or coach, no coach has gone on to be the head coach of another team after being fired from the Detroit Lions, like another NFL team. So this is not about Dan Campbell, though. So I want to put him off to the side. This is about Brad Holmes. Should Brad Holmes be fired? If you believe he should be fired, that is your opinion. I'm not going to tell you how to fan. I think that you have the right to feel that way, that there are things that you can point out. I'm going to tell you why I think that that's a valid argument, although I don't necessarily think that he will be. I think that at worst, he won't be extended. I think it's a valid argument. I can't deny and say it's not. A lot of the pushback that you're going to hear about Lions fans is, do you understand where we came from? We don't know what we got. Brad Holmes is so good. The minute we get rid of him, we're going to suck again. We are so fearful of going back to being bad that we accept being okay. Think about that. You know I'm spitting facts right now. We are so scared of going back to the miserable times, I can't even talk, of 2008, of Matt Patricia, of not being a good team, of being a joke, that we are scared to take risk. Brad Holmes is scared to take risk, and you're scared. Firing a coach, firing a general manager does not mean that you're going to have success, immediate or otherwise. Brad Holmes has done those things. Dan Campbell has done those things. But there's an elephant in the room here, and I think that is why the fired conversation is coming up. And I am not mad at you if you think that's the case. Here is my argument as to why I could see your point. I am officially going to give Brad Holmes the pedestrian designation. You are average. You are an average general manager who hit on some picks. And when you hit on them picks, guess what? You take Penei Sewell out of the equation. St. Brown, stud, killed it. Got him. Broderick, but you know what? Broderick balances that out, in my opinion. Broderick Martin balances the St. Brown pick. Keep it 100. You take away Penei Sewell, done. Imagine our world if the Jacksonville Jaguars take Aiden Hutchinson. Imagine the world that we're in. Can you? Will you? I do. Do we have any pass rush? There was word on the street that if Jacksonville took Aiden, we take Trayvon Walker. Where would we be if we took Trayvon Walker? With how Brad Holmes values this pass rush, specifically the edge, where would this team be? Where would it be? Nowhere. We would be worse than we are now. So you take that Aiden fell into the lap of Brad Holmes. You take Penei Sewell, stud, didn't miss, got him, right? Always wanted him. That's a win. Fast forward to 2023. And this is the draft that I think changed Brad Holmes as a general manager. You trade up, you trade back. A lot of y'all wanted Jalen Carter. That's for you to decide. I'm not going to tell you. If you wanted to deal with the things that Jalen Carter, and we talked about the Boy Scout conversation, about how many Boy Scouts can you have on a team. Don't get me wrong. Jameer's a stud. He's a stud. Jalen Carter's a stud. Okay, we won. They won. It's all good. Whatever you wanted, that's on you. Okay? But you have an argument that we could have, not only y'all, hey, little spit on somebody never hurt somebody, right? I don't condone that behavior, but never hurt somebody. Jamar Chase spit on a guy. Would you not want him? And I'm not talking about, we know what Jalen was done off the field. So, but what I'm saying is some of y'all still wanted him. We got Jameer. Okay, cool. Win-win situation. We take Jack Campbell, stud. Second round, Brad, perfect. 2023, the first 2 rounds, perfect. Now after that, Broderick Martin, Hendon Hooker before that. Now let's fast forward past that. Let's go to the latter half of the draft. I mean, forgive me for not really kind of remembering who's there. Now we start to 2024. So we take Jamison Williams, we take Aiden Hutchinson, who fell in our lap. And when we traded up for J-Mo, I'm like, yo, that's crazy. I didn't see that happening. We take Josh Pascal in the second round, failure. Whiff. This is not personal, but it was a bad pick. Now let's fast forward to 2024. There are no additional first-round picks. You take Terrion Arnold. Potential. Second round, you take Ennis Rakestraw. Nothing personal. Has done nothing for this team. But you valued him at a second-round pick. You took him. Pedestrian, bro. 2025, you take Tyleek Williams and Tate Ratledge in the second round. Pedestrian. It ain't nothing special past 2023. Nothing. That's just my opinion. So now on top of that, you trade for Isaac Tesla, who's got potential. And Brad told you in the pre-draft press conference that he's not going to reach for a player, which I call cap on that, because he said you're not going to reach for a player in a position, but you'll reach for Broderick Martin. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. So you'll reach for the future when we could win now, but you address, I'm confused. So this is where the fired argument comes in. The fact that I can see what your argument is. I can see. And if you talk about Brad Holmes being fired, I think you have a valid argument. I'm not going to lie. And this is not my opinion. I think your opinion of Brad being fired is valid. I think it is. So here's what I think. I think that he has to be extended. I don't know what Sheila's going to do. I know that Sheila is probably she's more feisty than her mom and dad put together. I believe that she wants to win. Should she? The ultimate decision obviously is up to her. We have no control. But what I want to see from Brad Holmes, if he is going to save face as Detroit Lions general manager, because you're looking real stupid right now. You are. That's it. Jahmyr Gibbs, listen, we know he a dog. Fine. The Eagles got a few as well, right? The Rams got a few as well. And here's another thing. They rebuilt their team. So they won the Super Bowl, rebuilt, and about to win it again probably. And they didn't have first-round picks for 2 seasons because we had them. Last year was the year. That was the moment. And that's why I've been saying to y'all that 2025 was going to be a definitive moment for Brad Holmes. And right now, he blew it, bro. He blew it. The worst case scenario for the Detroit Lions in 2025, and this is another thing that I can support, that I can understand the fire Brad Holmes crowd. If the Chicago Bears make the playoffs and the Detroit Lions don't, then you start to look. I was on Twitter today and having a dialogue with a person about how can Brad Holmes get the blame for Ben Johnson winning. He's not getting the blame for Ben Johnson winning. He's getting the blame for the Detroit Lions losing. That's what he's getting the blame for, because we saw, get an edge rusher, Brad, not just any edge rusher, a needle mover. Do you realize that Brad Holmes has not traded a first-round pick? We had an opportunity in 2024. Maybe you could have traded for a guy. Allegedly, you tried to get Danielle Hunter. Allegedly. He wanted to stay or go back home. Okay. He wanted to stay in Minnesota. And he probably wanted to do that so he could, I don't know why he wanted to do that. Allegedly. In 2023, you traded for Donovan Peoples-Jones, who did nothing for this team, when we obviously could have used anyone better than Romeo Okwara. And you chose a wide receiver who did nothing with this team. So, should Brad Holmes be fired? I don't think he will be. I don't think that the Fords are there yet. If you're there yet, I stand behind you. What I want to see from him is you got to evolve. You have to evolve. If you want to survive, you got to evolve, bro. In YouTube, you got to evolve. If I want to keep progressing my content and remain relevant, I have to evolve. You cannot stay in the same ways. Yesterday's price ain't today's price. Things change. You have to change with them. If you don't, you get left behind, you get fired, or you don't get renewed. Brad Holmes is trending in those directions. Because when you make obvious snafus and you don't own up to them, and you continue to pretend to be the smartest man in the room, we have a problem. And I said this before. I think the biggest knock on Brad Holmes is on a general manager level when it comes to communication. Jared Goff takes responsibility. Never throws his guys under the bus. Jamison Williams dropped a pass. He put it on him. I could have thrown a better ball. I got to put that in J-Mo's hands. Responsibility. Dan Campbell, I failed this team. I got to be better. I got to call better plays. I got to put our guys in a position. Not me. I have to do this. I'm taking responsibility. What does Brad Holmes say? Think about it. I'm about to drop a fact on you. You have never when was the last time you heard Brad Holmes say, I have to make such and such? I have to. When was the last time you heard Brad Holmes own up to something that he did that wasn't right? When was the last time? I can't recall. If you can, put it in the comment section. What would show me Brad Holmes evolving this offseason is to come out and say, you don't got to, well, I should have never drafted Broderick Martin. That was a mistake. I get it. You're not going to say that. I've made some mistakes. I've missed some draft picks. I put us in a tough situation. Accountability is what I want to see. I think he's earned the right not to be fired. That's just my opinion, from taking this team from irrelevancy to relevancy. But I want Lions fans to realize this, and I dropped the bar yesterday. Lions fans, and this is I think that this is something that we have to get past. We have been traumatized for so long. When we were relevant, it was for the wrong reasons, right? It was to be criticized and mocked, and the worst team in the league. Dan Orlovsky running out the back of the end zone, a clip you see all the time. Then we had to watch our quarterback go in the Super Bowl with the team the year he got traded. We have to watch him being in contention. And because of where we came from, we are okay with being relevant. That's all I see. That's what most of y'all are feeling right now. Y'all are, oh, I'm just so happy. We're a good team now. We're a good team. We're relevant. It feels good. Yeah, I agree. But when was the last time being relevant, like, equal to Super Bowl? You know what I'm saying? Relevant is good, but it takes great to be champions. You can be good to be relevant. You understand what I'm saying? So all that stuff is fine and dandy and well. It's like meeting somebody for the first time and y'all falling in love. Now that's over with. Honeymoon is done, bro. So what? We're a good team. Yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Falcon. Now it's time to win it all. And you're not going to do that unless you evolve. for Brad Holmes, in my opinion, to keep a job as a Detroit Lions general manager beyond his contract track, he has to evolve. So do I think he should be fired? I'm not there yet. Do I think he's going to be fired? No. Do I think he should be renewed? No. Not without evolving and getting us to a Super Bowl. You have to do one or the other. But and this is why I support and I can understand the fire you argument. He might be out of time. One of my favorite skits from SOL is What's Up With That? DeAndre Cole. He likes to, his catchphrase is, well, we out of time. Brad Holmes is almost out of time because the hole that he's got us in, can he dig out? Can you get out of nine guys with $1 billion? Can you get out of no third round pick? Can you dig yourself out in the 2 years that you have under contract? I mean, because that is a fact, right? Brad and Dan, as of this moment, have 2 years left on their deal. Is it enough time, or will Brad Holmes do enough and somebody else comes in to finish the job? Those are legit conversations. So, you think he should be fired? I'm not going to say that you're wrong for thinking that. That's your right as a fan. I'm not there yet, but I do think he needs to evolve to get extended. And in 2020, because keep in mind now, the Lions got 2 choices. They got 3. You extend them after this season. You extend them after next season. You extend them at the end of his contract. Those are the 3 choices. Let me know what you think. What should the Lions do, in your opinion? And don't forget, I said this before, this channel will become subscriber-only comments as soon as I get it. As soon as I get it, we're going to subscriber-only for a day or more. You can watch all you want. You can support if you still want to do so. But I'm going to support the people that support me by keeping this comment section exclusively to subscribers. All right? So that's my way of saying thank you. And also keeping out some of the riffraff as well. All right? This channel is made possible by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. It's because of your support I get to do what I do. You could be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose to rock with me. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions.